What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, 11:58. There it is. It's good to see you all. Not really, because I can't see you all. But I'm going to try this out today. I'm sitting outside on my porch because I have four kids and they make a ton of noise. So I'm freezing out here, shivering. And we'll see how it goes. So these are the notes. You should have the Google Classroom and you should open up the Google Docs so you could type the notes. If you want to write them out first on a piece of paper and then type them again, that's fine. But I need to get it in Google Docs. All right. So I hope you're all doing well. I miss you all, almost all of you. Now I really do miss all of you. Okay. And I know you miss me more, so I understand. You don't have to keep texting me how much you miss me. Let's go. The new topic for today is the Cold War. And if you look on the notes right there, it says that it began in 1945 and it ended in 1989. All right. So you're looking at 50 plus years of war. And you're asking yourself, well, I don't remember talking about a war that lasted 50 years. And that's because the Cold War was not your traditional war where two sides line up and they start killing each other. They call it a Cold War because it's not a traditional war. The Cold War was a war between the United States and the Soviet Union. There we go. Yeah. Over the United States trying to stop the spread of communism. So the United States wants to spread democracy, contain communism, and the Soviet Union wants to spread communism all around the world. Okay, so that's the basis of the Cold War. Starts in 1945, literally right after World War II ends. Okay, so here's the goal: analyze the causes of the Cold War. Your do now is to list a person, or an event, a term, or anything that you can think of that you think has to do with the Cold War. Okay, so you can pause the video and jot down a couple of things that you think have to do with the Cold War. All right, I'm gonna keep going. It is freezing out here. This is love, just so you know. All right, here we go. Notes. How did the Cold War begin? Well, basically, if I had a map in front of me, we would have Germany here, Soviet Union over here, and the Western Allies on the west side, right? And as they came from the west heading east towards Germany, Soviet Union came from the east heading west towards Germany. Think about all that land that they freed from the Nazis, okay? The goal was, when the war was over, to just turn around and go back home. Let these countries have free elections and do whatever they want to do, right? Free them from the Nazis. So towards the end of the war, the big three met at the Yalta Conference. That's what that says there. And they agreed that when the war ended, they were going to let these countries in Europe have free elections and decide what they want to become. Now, from what we know about Joseph Stalin, do you think after gaining all this land from Russia all the way over to Germany, do you think he's going to now give them their blessing and say, hey, you all decide what you want to do with your countries? We're going to march back to Russia and we're just going to live our lives. What do you think Stalin did with the countries and the land that the Russian armies freed from the Nazis? What do you think they did? That's a good question. There it is. And I'm freezing. You know what he did? He established communist governments in Eastern Europe. All right, ever get it? He was supposed to free them, supposed to let them make their own decisions, but instead, he took over. And right now, I'm looking for my cursor. There it is. Check out the map. Woo! That's the map of Europe, and you see Soviet Union in red, and all these countries in red are the countries that the Soviet Union basically took control of. All right, we let all these countries here in Western Europe have free elections, and they became democratic. All these countries in Eastern Europe became communist. That's how the Cold War began. Now we're angry at Stalin because he went back on his word. We agreed. We're going to let them do what they want. Instead, Stalin creates all these communist countries in this red area. Okay? Important. That's how the Cold War begins. After World War II, Stalin creates communist countries in the lands that he freed from Germany. Here's a question, letter B. If you look at the map, why do you think Stalin wanted to control the lands between him and Germany? put that in there as a clue. Why does Stalin want to control the lands between him and Germany? Think about what's happened to Russia in the last 20 years. It happened twice. Okay? I'm not going to give you the answer. The question again is, why would Stalin want to take over these lands between him and Germany? Got it? I sure hope this is recorded. Here we go. I think there's only one more slide. 2 more slides. So in your own words, explain how and when the Cold War started. All right? Give me a nice little 5-6 sentence paragraph. I'd appreciate that on your Google Doc. Last one. I'm going to call this the division of Germany and Berlin. You're going to type that out on your Google Doc for your notes. This is like if you were taking notes in class on your smartboard. So, after World War II, the Allies divided Germany into West Germany and East Germany. Can you picture Germany? Go back to the map on the screen before if you have to rewind the video. So Germany is divided in half. West Germany and East Germany. West Germany is controlled by the Western Allies, and if it's controlled by the Western Allies, which we're part of the Western Allies, what kind of government do you think Western Germany is going to have? That's right, democratic. East Germany was controlled by the Soviet Union. If East Germany is controlled by the Soviet Union, what type of government is East Germany going to have? You should say communist. Good. Now, I say this every once in a while. Every once in a while, global works out for students. And this is one of those times it works out. For Cold War, anytime we say West, it's democratic. Anytime we say East, it's communist. Anytime we say North, it's communist. Anytime we say South, it's democratic. Let's try that again. Once in a while, history works out for students. This is one of those times. Every time we say West, it's democratic. Here we go. Western Europe, democratic. Western Germany, democratic. West Berlin, democratic. Every time we say East, it's going to be what? Communist. Eastern Europe, communist. East Germany, communist. East Berlin, communist. All right? Every once in a while it works out. North Korea, communist. South Korea, democratic. North Vietnam, communist. South Vietnam, democratic. Or non-communist. Okay? Just real quick, the Berlin, which was the capital of Germany, was in the Soviet zone, meaning that it was in East Berlin. It was also divided into East and West. We kind of said that already. West Berlin, because it was west. Tell me, what was it? Can't hear you. Democratic. And that makes East Berlin communist. Okay? So, I think we're going to sum it up right here. Keep this video under 10 minutes. What was the Cold War? The Cold War was a battle between the United States and all the United States allies, which were mainly democratic, versus Soviet Union and their allies, which were communist. All right. Our goal was to try to stop the spread of communism. The word for that is containment. All right. We never fought each other directly, but we would fight each other through other countries. For example, Vietnam. Guess what that was? That was us fighting Soviet Union through the Vietnamese. All right. Supporting the Democratic Society. They're supporting the Communist side. All right. So we're going to keep this under 10 minutes. We're at 8 minutes 54 seconds. Your job is to go through these notes. You can pause it. Hopefully, you can go to your Google Doc and you can type it all out. Give me some feedback on the Google Classroom. You can always just type in comments there underneath the assignment when it posts. Okay? So check your Google Classroom every day, a couple times a day. Tell your friends that they need to get on. All right? The school's supposed to be pushing out some information today for you guys as a call. I'll talk to you later.